Hello everyone and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today we are going to work on the airlocks, and as luck would have it, I saw this mod on the workshop today and I wanted to get it. I haven't actually looked at it at all. I wanted to get it and see if it would work for us. Even if it doesn't work for us for our main entrance, and it might. If it doesn't, we might use it for some of our other like extension points on the base where you can come in and out, so that we don't have to go to the effort of setting up complicated full airlocks. So I've already subscribed to it, and I'm just going to add it to our game. There it is, add, and I'll jump straight into the game from here. All right, here we are. I know that there's a whole bunch of bulletproof glass that has to go into making that stuff, which I'm not really wanting to carry manually back in. So since we have this little guy over here, which we've made earlier, let's just get that one ready. And we can just get all that glass away quite easily. So let's just go down a bit. There we go. Look at that. Easy peasy. Quite a bit of glass in there. I had to do a few trips when I was welding them on. And if I can just pick this one up as well, without taking the base off. Okay, there we go. Now I just wish I could set it off to park automatically. I could probably get a script that would do some kind of automatic parking. So I would just, actually that's a really good idea. If I could just find a script and then I could define the parking locations for each of these ships, and I would just bring it to base, or maybe I wouldn't even, I would just leave it wherever, and then I would say go park. And then we'd just go and park the ship. That would be really helpful, actually. And maybe even like a... Ooh. Oh yeah, I just realized that last time round, I forgot to bring these ships back to base. So let me fix that first so they can carry on with their mining. Let me just see Ant Mark 2 and inventory. Did it actually pick stuff up? It's got a bunch of stone. Is it full? No. Is it? What is going on with this guy? Oh, ejectors are not set to throw out. Wait, is it far enough away? It's not throwing stuff in the direction of the base. There will be some bits of stone floating in space. Let me ask Ant Mark 1 to come in. So if I go into remote access, I explained this in the guide video for RDAV's AI automated mining thing. The problem is that if you don't bring the ship back when you load the game again, the auto mining script is broken. So, but since we've got an antenna on it, we can fix it easily. I'll just remove these and I'll just say flight mode one way, and I'll ask it to come along to our home waypoint right there. So no camera, one way forward, and I'll just switch on autopilot. I'll just check. So if I go into the camera there, I'm just realizing that there might be a minor flaw in my plan, which is that it might not be able to find its way out of that asteroid. That would not be good. Let me check the... Let's just go to Ant Mark 1. And the... If I can... Yeah, cannot find docking route. Yeah. I'm gonna let that kind of see if it can figure it out for a few minutes, and then I will have another look at it. Let's see where our Ant Mark 2 is. Ant Mark 2 is just there, I presume. Wait, where are we? Oh no, Ant Mark 2 is there. What is that? Is that an asteroid? That doesn't look like an asteroid. Oh, it is an asteroid. It's a very small asteroid. It's a very peculiar shape. It looks like a couple of animals fighting. At least to me, if you look at it, it's like one animal is on top. That's got one front leg. Other one is broken over there, back leg. Two legs for the animal on the underneath. Yeah, that's a really cool looking asteroid. Oh, we're quite far away from base as well. Okay. So let's go back and see if Ant Mark 2, Ant Mark 2 we might just park manually now that it's close enough to where its parking is. And we'll check on Ant Mark 1, see if it's made any progress getting out of that asteroid. Okay. Okay, so there is Ant Mark 2. We'll park that one up and then we can check on Ant Mark 1. So, remote access, Ant Mark 2. I guess the other thing I could actually do is I don't actually have to go over to Ant Mark 1 because I do have a camera attached to it. So I just need to get it out of the asteroid. And then once it's out of the asteroid, I can then figure out, well, then I can ask it to autopilot its way back. Okay, turn all the way around. So you managed to achieve maybe nothing in the last episode, which would be disappointing, but what can you do, eh? Okay, so that's definitely there and that's locked. So what I will do now is I will give it the coordinate to go off and mine. So clearly I had forgotten to switch off the stone ejectors, switch on the stone ejectors in the last episode. That's why it was just coming back with stone. Ooh. Okay, so that's just on the base. So what I will do is let me give it the AutoMine 3 location, copy to clipboard, control panel, where was it, custom data. I'll just paste it here. Okay. And off she goes. So let's now see if we can rescue Ant Mark 1. Remote control. What I will do is I will assign the camera onto it. And I can't control it because it's on autopilot. Off control. Oh, I take that back. It did figure its way back. So I'll just switch remote control back on. Where is it? Oh, I need to release control of it first. And one terminal, remote control back on. And I can check the camera just to confirm. Yep, it's definitely on its way back. That's great. 3 kilometers away. Oops. What am I doing? Okay, yeah, out of this. All right, so while it makes its way back, let's see how this new block that we got works. So let's find out what would be called airlock, right? So that's a rotary airlock. That's what we are looking for. Oh, you can put one on a small ship as well. That's interesting. So let's see how that one. Okay, so you just, I think you basically, okay, like that. Would that be it? Oops. That's not all the way to the edge, but that's because I've got this sensor here. So let me take that off. Let me take this off as well because we really don't need that. And let me pop that back on. Yeah. Oh. That's not great.
Your health is critical.
Oh, me and my jetpack shenanigans. And yes, my health is critical, so I'm going to have to be extra careful now. But I don't understand because I can't go inside that. Okay. So I need to build this from the inside because that's where the rotary thing works. It'll rotate out of the way once you're in it. So I should really build it from inside here and then I can weld it up. That'll be a lot easier. So let me do that. Let me go and put that right there. Actually, I am tempted to take this door off. And how does that work? I wonder if I should actually have it one block in. Yep, I should. Can I? Yep, I can. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I just need some display and some metal grids. That's easy. Display, metal grids. Don't need that much, but we'll use it. Wait, how does this work? Oh, right. So you get in, and then you do that. So now you can't get out anymore. You okay? Okay. It's not as cool or like majestic as a proper airlock, but this will. This. Oh shit! I wasn't inside. Can I have any settings on it? Okay, so it's just open and closed. That's it. That's fine. So I'm in. Oops, wrong key. Okay, I'm in the base. Huh. Now there's a question here. It's a little fiddly. Actually, it's okay. It's okay. I can live with that. Possibly. Probably. Yeah. For the time being, you know what that might do? I'll just weld these up so we have a bit of space here. And the great thing about this, I'll take that off, I can weld this up. The great thing about this is that it doesn't take up any extra space. There is absolutely no other kind of requirements. Like, I don't need a programmable block with an airlock script. I don't need to put in vents to vent the airlock area. None of that stuff I need to worry about. So I can just go in. Actually, I wonder if there's I can even figure out, like, yeah, I can just even do that. Let's put a vent here. Actually, before I put a vent here, I'm going to set up the other two airlock areas as well, because we don't need this stuff anymore. That's the door. Yeah. We don't need this door. Actually, let me put down that airlock here. And let's see. Oh, easily done. And oh yeah, okay. Let it go out through there. And I can take this off as well. And that's great, because I actually don't need any of this stuff here if I'm using the rotary airlock. Yeah, and it's just a case of getting the hang of using that door a bit. And yeah, now that I've got the hang of it a little bit, it's much easier. Okay, I just have to sort of wait a second there inside the door. That works. Let me just put some of these things away. Don't need that. Might need that.
Meteor storm inbound.
Okay. That's just so I can pick up some more of those steel plates after clearing this space out. Yeah, because we don't need any of this. Okay. And now I might put in the rotary air block on, not air block, airlock on the other area as well. I'll just take all of that off. Oh, actually, I will take 4 of those metal grids because I know I will make one. Will I make one there? Yeah, I will make one there, just temporarily, because we've got one more place where this will come in handy. Oops. And that is over here, because that's the next area that we were going to, or we were considering expanding into. And you know, could put one there, or I could put it here. I had left this space empty so that we can dig our way out and it won't impact us much when we need to come back in here to build stuff. I now can't remember what I was going to put in that room. And I am actually right now more inclined to build something in the other area. But that does leave me with this little guy trapped in here. I can't take it back through the base. I wonder if I should just get it to dig its way out. You know what? I am going to just put the rotary one in here proper. Yeah, I am. So I need some steel plates, which I can just get from anywhere actually. Yeah, and put that in there. And this will take, oh, not too bad. Construction components, motor and small steel tube. There we go. So we should now be able to pressurize the base. That seems a lot easier than I had originally anticipated or planned, but that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. And I'm just wondering, when we need air vents to be able to pressurize the base. So let us, now I had an air vent in here somewhere, which I put there when I was trying to set up the old-fashioned airlock. Put that there and weld that up. What do I need for it? Steel plate, computer, metal grid. Plate, computer, metal grid. One more metal grid. Okay. Ooh, I should have rotated it. It's a little off. So the air vent 2, room pressure not pressurized. I wonder why that is. Can't be because of that. Let me close this door. Okay, so the room is now pressurized. I wonder if it considered the room too large for it to pressurize before. Because I don't really see... Oh yeah, okay, I see why it wasn't pressurizing before. Now this is a problem. Let me close that. And I actually do need to remove it. But before I do that, let me just go here and see if the pressurization is working now. Nope, it doesn't like it. Is there another hole somewhere? We'll work it out. Oh wait, I wanted to do something else. I want to empty my inventory. So let me just pop these things in there so that I can go out there and dismantle that door, which we are no longer going to be using. Okay, and I'll just put a standard block there. Forgot about the steel plates that I would need, but that's okay. We can pick them up from here. And one more thing I want to do while I'm here, saw this in the video when I was fixing it, is that didn't go in there because of that light, and I want it entirely in that space. So let me just pick up that extra wide LCD panel, and I want to fit that there. I should have all the parts, all the parts that I need. And this was components panel, Tim Inman component, right? Tim. What was it? Tim Inman. Should have worked. No? Oh, time. Me and my time instead of Tim. There we go. That's working. Yeah, I think that looks better for me. Or it does it. It's a little too close. Anyway, we'll have another look at that later. Is there any other gaps that we've left behind? Let's just have a quick look. Actually, there is another way we can do this. I can close this door after I weld this up. Okay. That's fine. And what I will do is I will open this door and see if it is still saying not pressurized. Yeah. It is possible. I mean, I've not done this in a large space like this before. I've only done this in a small space. So it is possible that instead of me having any bits missing, it could be just that I did block all of that stuff up. It could be just that this space is too large. And what we can do about that is see if we can pop... Actually, yeah. I'll close this door so that that one doesn't get overworked or confused. Let that room be pressurized. And I will go out here. And what we can do is we can see how easily we can put a vent back into the refinery room. So what would be the simplest way of doing this? Obviously not over there. Maybe here. So if I make a hole there and I won't put a vent right there. What I would do is I'll put a corner tube, and the good thing about this is that if we later decide that we want another reactor, I can just convert this corner tube into a junction and pop another nuclear reactor onto it as well. Interior plate, motors. Before I pop that on though, I'm also going to put the vent on and probably even do that vent fully first so that I will have access to that port. So pick up some computers, grid, construction component. So that's that sorted. And now we just need some interior plate, motor, and small steel tube. Okay, so that's that air vent set up. I'll just close this up. Now we can check that air vent. Do we have something here? Oops. That we can access. Oh, I can actually do this. And I can just go to static grid. Air vent 3. Room pressure, not pressurized. So I think it feels like there is some space in this room that's not properly welded up and is causing us to leak pressure. I'm not sure what that is, but we will need to find out. I can't imagine what that could be because we've got the roof. We don't actually have the roof fully fitted. I am wondering if this thing is not fully airtight. That is a possibility. Although that shouldn't matter, should it? Because there is a block right on top of it. And there isn't a block on top of it in these spaces, but there is there. What are we missing? Okay, that all seems cool. I'm just making my way over to here so we can have a look around. See if there's anything suspicious. That shouldn't matter. Well, one thing I am, can I not quite, oh, if I put a block there and there, but that won't help unless I block all of that section up, which we could do, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what's causing us issues right now. And obviously it's not down there because that's now the other corridor. Let's check once more. Air vent 3, yep, not pressurized. Air vent 2, 100%. Yeah, so the only thing I can think of is that it is something to do with this area. So I want to get into, hey, that was way faster than I anticipated. Just get some steel plates. Oh, put that away. Get more steel plates. That's all I can get. And what I will do is I will start laying that down and just covering this space up and see if that helps. Just in case there is some air tightness issue within that corner. So I'll just put, oh, I need more steel plate. I'll put all this away actually, and then I can build that when I need to. So 4, So where all do we need this? We need it there, there, and there. We're just going to cover this whole space up, all of these conveyor tubes. And I also want to put one there. The other option that have been better would have been to create a kind of another ceiling here, so this becomes a false ceiling. That might be neater, so we can still move around, theoretically. So let me just make sure that I understand. So I'll take this off. That's fine. And what I'll do is, we won't make it a large false ceiling. I'll just take it out to here, and I'll just plonk that down there. So it would need to come out to, that might not be enough. And if I do make it into a false ceiling, then I would need to have like an airlock door for that as well. But regardless, I won't make it a false ceiling then. I will do like a combination and just get them placed. Oh, that's fine. I'll pick that up in a second. Oh, I'll need to weld these up. Okay, there is a little bit of space there. Okay. I don't have a block there. Place one and another one there. Just weld these up as I go so I don't miss any. That seems to not take too long. And then I need to put a couple here. Now those are the important ones. Now that should have solved a bunch of those issues there. I'll just weld that up. I'm out of steel plates. Okay, and so that entire space is pretty confined now. And you know what? I'm going to put the connector back here just so I can see. Where is that going? That way. Oh, into the plate. Just so I can see if that made any difference. Oops, that won't do. Okay. And I've got a control panel there, so air vent 3 still not pressurized. That is... I must be missing something. Pretty sure I'm missing something. But what? Okay. Just to eliminate this as a possibility, let's cover this thing up as well. Okay, so box there, box there, there. Just going to cover this whole thing up. That might be enough. Okay, we need more steel plates. We'll just empty this. Oops. Empty this out. Pick up all the steel plates I can. I wonder if it's simply because, do you think 102H2 generator is not enough? And that's possible, right? Because it just can't generate enough. But then it would just pressurize very slowly, I would have assumed. Oh, come on. Wait. yeah, interior plate.
Energy low.
Interior plate. Steel plate, some of that. Oh wait. Interior plate. Steel plate. Motor. Some of that. Okay. Let's check again. Air vent 3. It's still not pressurized. That is disappointing. Pretty sure we've covered everything up. I don't really see any gaps. That conveyor should cover every... Oh, there's a gap there. Take that back. I need some steel plate. Once again. Oh, okay, come on. Steel plate from somewhere. Where's the easiest way? Okay, I'll have to go back inside the base. And you know what else I'm gonna do? While I'm here, I also want to pressure. Should I pressurize this room? Let's pressurize this room because I can just hack that in right now. I will fix it properly later, but I will put just an air vent on there. Yeah, that's fine. I can get one steel plate. So I'll just put one vent there. So steel plate, computer, metal grid. Huh. Well, isn't that interesting? Because this room, just close this door. Okay, so that worked. It's definitely pressurizing. Okay, so this room works, so we can pressurize this room. Maybe one vent isn't enough. Maybe, what if I put another one here? So we need some construction components. I'll just pick some from here. Oh, not enough. Need more. Okay, so now if I open this... No? Still don't want to? Not pressurized. If I close this... Is that pressurized now? Yep, that's pressurized. So if I close this, does that make it better? Nope, that's not enough. So we need to check, is there something in this room? Pretty sure I put blocks all over the top. So there shouldn't be a gap here. Let me put a... Where is this air vent? Oh, I can't put it there because of... because of this thing here, I probably can't put anything in there. What I can do is... wait, I'm a little confused where I'm looking right now, but... Yeah, okay, so... Oh, I can get up in here. And I wonder if it really is these points that are causing us problems. Let's check, actually. Let me take this off, because what I can do is I can put a... I don't want that. I want to come over here. And that's fine. I can pick up some interior plate from here. So I will get that going there, and then I will curve it down. And I'm realizing that I need to weld that up. Oh no, I don't. But I do need to weld it up. So me just finish that
Energy critical.
and finish. Okay, and we will put our vent in there. And would that work? That should work. Oops, not like that. Oh no, it should be this way, I think. So we just need some metal grids. And don't need many. Now, the question is, if I now put a block right there, weld that up, if I have some steel plates, okay, so there is a gap there. So that's why it won't pressurize. So I need to move this one along. Or will that not be enough? I have a feeling that pressurizing this room might be a little bit more complicated. Well, not pressurizing this room, but putting in an air vent into this room. How else would I do it? Yeah.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay, I don't mind them falling on the floor there. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put that there. So that covers that space perfectly. Or does it? Oops. I mean, it should. Looks like it does. And I want to see if I can... Not that. One more space over. And then turn it down. So... Let's pick up these parts that I dropped.
Inventory full. Inventory full. No energy.
Oh, great.
Inventory full.
Okay, let me go recharge my energy. Oh, this so we don't explosively decompress some of these spaces. Oh, but we don't have one of them here, which is where we get that explosive decompression. Look at that. Oh, too low. The bottom of my toolbar, oh, too high. So this place is fully oxygenated now, which is great. Now we just need to figure out what's wrong with those other two rooms. There we go. Sorry for letting all the air out. Now these two rooms are clearly flawed. How? I'm not sure. But let's try and fix it. Let's just see what else I need. It's just small steel tube and a tube plate. That's fine. Okay, I've got two more of that. And interior plate, isn't it? That's. Okay, so we've got our vent right there. I wanna, yeah. What do we want it this way? I can't. Oh, this way. I don't know. Looking at it from that direction, I'm not sure it really matters. Let's put it there. That should be enough. And then let's see if we can put a block there. No? Still don't like it? Okay. That's not great. So it's clearly some issue with the construction of this room, which I don't know what it is, but to fix it, this is what I'm going to have to do. And I suspect, well, I wonder if it's a similar issue that we've got in the refinery room as well. I wonder if it's got, have we put all that stuff in? When we've got the roof fairly kind of blocked out, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe these connectors are causing us some air leaks. And that could be what's causing all of the air to escape and for the room to not get pressurized. So I'm just going to clear some space here. Now let's have a look around. Now this was a nice little space that I had drilled the roof out to pretty much perfect height, but clearly I had screwed something else up. Also, we are out into the other room now. That's true. In this room, we've got the cargo container, and this one connects into there quite nicely. And that doesn't cause us any problems. So it's unlikely to be the cargo container connection, I should say. Ooh, just a chunk of rock floating there. Just clear some of this as well, just so I can see absolutely clearly. Let's clear this. Go away. Okay, so what do we have here? A bit more rock here. This doesn't... Oh, I wonder if it is that. It could be that. Let's close that up, because that is technically a gap there. Yeah, air could escape through there. Okay, let's go get some more steel plates. And there is one more over on that side, I remember that. Okay, let's get rid of all of these things that we don't need, because we are only really interested in steel plates right now, because we're just building blocks to close gaps. Getting like memories back of building this place now. Now, will that be enough? I assume so, but I'll just pop one down there as well. Now I know that there is one section over here as well, which is sticking out. Well, which was, did I cover it up in the end? Oops. Blew that up with careless drilling. Okay, so this is the other bit. So let me weld that up. Two, and there is one on the floor there. Yeah, done. So does that make it better? Let me just take this part off, so I can just check that there's nothing else. Now, I can't test this until I go in and I put another block there. Nope, that didn't do it. Huh, we are also running out of time. So, I'm not sure exactly. I don't really want to have to weld like large chunks around all of our conveyors, or have to put up another ceiling on top of this, which we could do. But if we were to do that, we're going to do it all the way across there as well. Well, we could create a small walk section using the junction. You know what, there is an easy fix actually. Instead of using those things down there, I could use a conveyor junction. And I think that they look airtight, so I would assume that they are airtight. Because what I'm not sure about, looking down here, it looks like that should be absolutely airtight. So I'm not sure why it isn't. Yeah, that should be airtight, right? I blocked that off. There is nothing else that is here. Ooh, a little bit of rock. I'm going to try and get rid of that and end up blowing that other bit up by accident. Because there are two... Let me take this off. Okay, that's the cargo container. Could it be the cargo container? There is a way to test that. There should be steel blocks, light armor blocks all the way around. What is there? They're actually... doesn't... Yeah, okay, so because the cargo container is there, did we leave some gap on the other side of the cargo container? Did we not put up blocks all the way around the cargo container? Let's check. I thought we did. Let's have a check. Okay, so where's the cargo container again? So that's the cargo container. Yeah, it looks like there are blocks all the way down. I mean, it's a shame that you can't like see the air escaping or anything to be able to figure out what the hell is going on. Yeah, so that goes all the way down to there. So I think, pretty sure I'll just double check by drilling out here as well. Yep, that's pretty contained. Yep, you can see it all the way through. So the cargo container in here is pretty contained. What else? Yeah, I could actually test that. Oops. By doing... There are a couple of things I could test. I could... if I take that off, and I could just put a block there, and let's just block this whole place up. And I realize that I'm going to run out of steel plates at some point, but let's try it out. So that blocks up all of that. There. There. Oh, bollocks. I forgot about this massive gaping hole here. Oops, wrong button. Nope, still no air. So, what? Oh, okay, so maybe I need to put more here as well. And of course, oh, but that's okay, you know what, I'll just cheat here. I'll just fill these up. And it's a little bit, few more steel plates. There? No? Okay, last bit. Okay, so clearly something is certainly amiss there. Take that off. Yep, so it definitely escapes through there. That's a bit odd. Okay, pressurized. Yeah. Did I miss? What did I miss?
Inventory full.
I'm not sure.
Inventory
So maybe it is as I thought.
Inventory full.
Let me put these things
Meteor
back.
storm inbound. Inventory full.
So it is clearly something that I missed in that section. So it might be the connector, the conveyor connecting to the assemblers, which looked airtight, so I assumed it was, but maybe it isn't. So in the next episode, what we will do is we will go through and we'll start with the assemblers. We will try and put in the conveyor junctions. I'll show you where actually. So I'll try and put in conveyor junctions here. Instead of having a conveyor tube, we'll put in a conveyor junction, which I hope will be airtight. Now, one thing I'm curious about is whether the issue, yeah, it's not the cargo container. I mean, it might be the cargo container as well, but it's not just the cargo container because I had a block there, and I just took that one off and the air escaped through that part. So there is definitely something happening in that whole space. I wish there was some tool that would show me where the air was escaping from. Or escaping to, well, the path. Oops. Okay, so, yeah, oh, yeah, but the cargo container should be airtight. Because it is in the other room. But that's also because I've got blocks sitting on top like that all the way around it. We'll have a look about that as well. But yeah, we'll start off by replacing these cargo tubes with junctions, and that should make this space airtight. And there is another, I think it's there, and I think we have 4 of them. We've got a conveyor junction there, and so that's already blocked up. This one we'll replace. So there's only 2 that we would need to replace. So we'll start there and see if that fixes our air leak. And after that, we will see if it is... I wonder if we should start with the refinery because we don't have the complication of the cargo container there. So in the refinery room, on the roof, maybe we'll start there actually. Yeah, we'll do that in the next episode. This has been a partial success, I guess, this episode, because we managed to test out the new workshop item, which was this this Rotary airlock, which saves us from having to do like proper fully fledged airlocks. And we did get air into a couple of rooms, but the 2 rooms joining them don't provide air. So just to show that we have air in here, you can see the bottom left of my screen, my helmet is off, and I can actually just, yeah. Does my helmet come off in here? Yeah, there we go. My helmet is off. And I'm breathing. I'm not suffocating. So that's great news. Switch my lights off. There you go. So that's at least 1 room. We'll worry about the other rooms in the next episode. You know what? Maybe I should put on one of those... what do I... Yeah. Change the thingammy. So let's try the badger suit. How do I... Okay, let's try... Oh, there we go. Don't like it that much. No, definitely don't like that. That's a veteran suit, is it? I'll try badger then. Just something a little different. Looks quite different. Alright. Yeah. Okay, well, that's all for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again next time.